Thank you, sir.
Everybody good? I don't know if this is on yet. Check, check, check. 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, 3, check, check. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no problem, man. Yes, sir. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, 2. Check 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everybody good? Cool. Thank you.
Rank that game, at least so far this season.
Unfortunately, we've seen too many times.
Yeah. Like I told him on the sideline, I said, we keep seeing this happen over and over.
No. And we keep getting some run.
I'm afraid that's true. I like it. Tell you what, standing right in the sit right through those. Oh, that's great. Oh, no, that's very cold air. That's the best. It's just necessary back and forth. I'm up on live view.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, do you see me?
This is Joe. Or see me. Can you see me?
No. Sometimes best of this. Yeah. A couple World Series. Stuff don't really matter.
Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
She was probably one of the she's down that side. I'll watch it. Yeah. Yeah, he's a state senator. Yeah.
You guys have one.
I thought, yes. No. We're talking about 2.2. 2.2, technically. That would be entertaining. That's true.
Yep, thank you.
All right. We don't, no injuries to talk about. Listen, our fans were unbelievable today. I think, we had more fans than maybe what the Texans had, and it was great to see all that red, and I think that helped us with the support down that overtime. Listen, it was a weird game. My hat goes off to Lovey for the great job in which he's done here. I mean, you've seen it the last 2 weeks. It's a hard job, and it takes time as a head coach. And Lovey, my word of advice is just give him time. He's a tremendous football coach. I've had a chance to compete against him for a number of years, and just rock solid football team. The thing I was proudest about our guys was they kept playing. They didn't let anything excuse me. They didn't let anything hinder them. Whether it was calls, whether it was fumbles, whatever. They kept playing, and defensively, I thought that was a real strength. And then Frank at the end, that relentless pursuit, making a play like he did. Willie getting under the pile there and making sure we got that football in hand. And then offensively, between Pat and Kels and Pacheco and McKinnon, I mean, they had a great day. Quez's catch before half, I thought was phenomenal. So just all around, a good fight. We got to do better in the penalty area, turnover area. We've got to make sure we fix this. But we'll get back on that. The important thing is that we won the game, and they're tough to get in this league. So we're going to enjoy this one, and on the way home, and then we'll get ready for a good Seattle team coming in on Christmas Eve. So time's yours. Sure. You know what? The guys are fired up. I mean, that's a hard-hitting group, football team. They know our team knew they were well coached. And I mentioned it to you guys. I mentioned it to the team that you can't, in today's world in the NFL, records, you can't go by the record. Everything is so close, the parity, and you're off by like a fingertip catch or maybe a penalty or a turnover. I mean, it's just one thing. It's never been there have never been so many close games as there is right now that have been determined by one score. So and the tape tells you the story. You put on the tape, and we knew it was going to be a battle. We felt that going in, and like I said, a well-coached team with good players. And so it was important that we kept going through 4 quarters.
What's going on with Harrison Butker? Going back to the problems he had earlier?
Yeah, you know what? Being a kicker is a little bit like being a batter, and sometimes you get into a slump. But he's a great one, and he'll get through it, and then he'll come out of it even better than what he was. But you got to keep kicking, and that's what we're going to do with him.
Coach, you mentioned Isaiah had the early fumble. What was your message to him?
Yeah, just keep your eyes up. He kind of put his head down, and they were able to get underneath that. Just keep your eyes up. You have a better chance of hanging on to that thing. He had 2 hands on it, so he did good there. But sometimes when you bend over like that, they can get you. So yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely.
In the late in the fourth quarter, you got the ball with about 5 minutes left. I know you don't want to give a ton of time back to Houston. Just what was the thought process? Were you just hoping to get in the field goal range? Were you comfortable?
I was hoping we scored a touchdown. I mean, honestly, the way things were going back and forth, and some of the calls that were going on, I just felt like we needed to make sure we scored a touchdown. So, it didn't work out that way. But If we had to kick it, I was okay there too. So I mean, I wasn't. That can be taken two different ways, Nate. I wasn't saying that. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And you mentioned the turnovers being an issue. This is 9 games.
Yeah.
One turnover. Just
Yeah, ridiculous. You can't have that, right? The guys know that. Nobody tries to turn it over, but you got to do the best you can and hang on to the football and take care of the football if it's quarterback. But we did a good job with that.
But you mentioned the penalties. I know you have double-digit penalties. How do you, in the short time frame, but knowing week in and week out, you seem to get a number of flags. How do you try to clean that up before it affects you when you get the play? Yeah, sure. You got to work your fundamentals and techniques, and then you got to trust them. So when you're out there, and that's what we'll do. I mean, that's the simplest part. You saw Pat and what he did. I mean, he took care of business today, and he went back to work and worked on it. I mean, you're talking about a guy that if he's not the MVP in the league, I'm not sure what's wrong with it. But I mean, he cleaned it up and comes out and we have almost 500 yards of offense, minus 100 of penalties. But it was that's a pretty spectacular day there. So, but that's what he did. I mean, great example of how you go back to the drawing board and make sure that you clean everything up. One of the things that we talked about last week session was cleaning it up. What's that say about what he was able to do today with no turnovers and putting the team in position? Yeah, just what I just repeat what I said. Be simple for it. Just yeah. Well, number one, you see how his team, the heart that they play with, and then two, the defense is tremendous. I mean, he's running it. I presume it looks that way, and they do just some good stuff on that. Offensively, they're creative. They're banged up a little bit. See, the injuries kind of can get you there, but he's. I look at the scheme of the offense and defense and how they do on special teams, and they're right there. They're right there to get over that hump, and this type of game helps them. The Cowboys game helps them, and they'll get over the hump and be right there for you next year. Yeah, very creative. And you have to prep for two different looks. So they're different. They're different offenses there. I thought our guys did okay with that part. We shot ourselves a little bit with the penalties. That's where we got into trouble on third down and that. So gotta get off the field. But I thought we handled that decent.
All right, we're gonna go around and start with that.
Andy, another AFC West championship. Anything stand out to you about this one?
Yeah, I told the guys my hat goes off to them. So I mean, that was a way to fight through it, and there's a certain you've set a certain level, and all these new guys come in, they're going, hey man, we got to win this thing, and there's an additional pressure on that, but just to get through it, you can see that was a positive thing, and then you can sail from there. So it's you got that done, and now you just go do your thing, go play.
I just wondered what clarification you got on the review play with Juju and the fumble.
Yeah, so that's a new rule that came in last year. You guys can look it up. It's complicated, but yeah, contact and then forward progression and all that. I mean, there's a couple different things that go into it, but you can look at it. They were right. I mean, they were. Yeah, they were. Yeah. It's a new rule that hasn't. Nobody. First time I've seen it. So.
Last two.
Let's talk about the AFC West title and what it means for the team. What does it mean for the organization?
Yeah, it's tremendous because everybody has a piece of this. So that's even you guys, man. I mean, it's exciting for you. You get to cover a team that wins, and you got something to say about it, which is good. And that's the way it is with the organization. I mean, it starts with Clark, and we all kind of work down from there. And he gives us an opportunity to win, which that's not the case everywhere.
Last one. Andy, I believe all 10 rookies you drafted are on the active roster. explain what it's like to coach a roster that is obviously veteran laden, championship aspiration, and trying to bring rookies along? Sort of that conflict within the two as you're trying to get through a season, obviously with another division.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have some hiccups with the young guys, but they play their tail off and go 100 miles an hour. So you can live with that because they're going to make some plays that are big time plays, and then there's going to be a mistake here or there. But it pays off for you down the road after they get through all this, and they've progressively gotten better as the season has gone on. And then we've got enough veterans in there that can help them with that peer part of it that you get, So and our guys are good with that. Our veteran guys are real good with that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Yep, thank you.
Hey, Coach, watch that.
Good. All right. First of all, I want to congratulate Coach Reed, his staff, and all the players on a hard-fought victory today. We ended up clinching the division for the 7th year in a row. That's really quite an accomplishment, very hard to do in the National Football League. And it's a testament to the hard work of Andy, Brett, and their staffs for putting together a team that has a lot of players who's able to come out and get that done today. However, the team recognizes that we've just given ourselves an opportunity. The most important football is in front of us. We've got some important regular season games over the next 3 weeks, and then the opportunity in the playoffs to hopefully get back to the Super Bowl. I'm happy to open it up with any questions.
Coach, obviously 7 in a row doesn't get old to you. But what to say about the stability and and how you have your organization with Andy and Brett and Mark Donovan trickling down to where this constant success is what it is.
Yeah, I think one of the most difficult things in the National Football League is consistent success. The rules are designed to make that difficult, whether it's the draft or the salary cap. So it's a real testament to the job that General Manager Brett Veach and Coach Reed have done over the last several years. We obviously have a bunch of young players, and we've got some new players, and Andy and his staff have done a tremendous job of incorporating them into the team. And that's just part of the National Football League, and they've really done a fantastic job, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
Clark, is there anything about this title that stands out to you from the others?
Well, every one of them's special, and you certainly enjoy clinching this early. But as I said, there's a lot of football ahead of us. We've got to make sure we stay focused, starting with the Seahawks on Saturday. We need to bear down these last 3 weeks, hopefully get some home field advantage in the playoffs because that's important. And then the other thing that really stands out about this year is the number of young players. We heard Coach talk a little bit about their contribution. It's difficult when you have as many rookies as we do to get them to play at a high level on a week-to-week basis. And I think Coach Reed and his staff have done a tremendous job there.
What about the way that the other AFC West teams seem to come after you this year during the offseason? They really loaded up all 3 teams, really. Does that make this one any different or make it stand out for any particular reason?
Well, I think that's true every year, whether it's the AFC West or just the other teams in the AFC. They're going to focus on trying to knock off the reigning champion. And it feels like every week when we come out that it's a Super Bowl for the team that we're playing. The game's that important. We're going to see their best. I think that was certainly true of the Texans today. My hat goes off to them. They gave us all we could handle today. And, that's true on a week-to-week basis. Same thing with Denver last week, and I'm sure Seattle will be of a similar mindset when we get there on Saturday.
You had a sea of red out there today. That was almost like a home game for the Chiefs, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just can't say enough about what a great fan base we have. And I know many of them took the opportunity as we approached the holidays to travel down here to Houston. We had a bunch of fans out there. You heard it in the national anthem and then throughout the game. So our fans are a big part of our success, whether we're at home or whether we're on the road. We really have a tremendous fan base. The Chiefs Kingdom is very broad.
Last one.
Clark, this is Patrick's sixth season. I just wonder this year, this type of team, if you've noticed anything that makes you marvel more?
Well, I think you can see that he's maturing as a player. He came into the league as a remarkably mature young man, and the responsibility that he had coming right out of college was tremendous, and he handled it well. But his game's evolved as we've moved on in his career. Certainly, there were some question marks about the offense this year, given the changes that we had at the receiver position. And I think he's showed that he is the best quarterback in the National Football League, and he's been able to adapt his game to continue to win and put up very impressive numbers on a weekly basis.
All right. Thanks, Clark. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Patrick. All right, guys.
What's just the general feeling after the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know we have a lot to work on to clean up at least with the turnovers and the penalties. But you have to celebrate. I mean, we still won the AFC West, and you have to enjoy that. And I told the guys to do that and enjoy it for like the plane ride home and tonight. But we got a short week this next week, so I enjoy it, and then we'll get right back to it. Yeah, I mean, early it was for sure. I thought after the first few drives, we kind of got it going offensively a little bit, but when you turn the ball over, I mean, it keeps teams in games, and that team played hard. I mean, they have some playmakers and they play hard. They're well coached, and if you give teams life like that, they're gonna make it a battle. And that's why, I mean, you see in the NFL, man, no matter what your record is, the margin of winning and losing is so small. And Coach Reed preaches that, and I'm just glad that we found a way to win it in the end.
What was your sense, your emotion, your feeling when Frank knocks the ball out and really recovers it for you guys?
Yeah, it's just a big play. I mean, that's why we have guys like Frank on the team, man. He's a guy that makes big plays in big moments. That's what he's done his entire career, especially when he's here with the Chiefs. And we punted and gave them a chance, and they make that big play, and then Jet kind of iced the game. So you get those playmakers on your team, those leaders, to make plays in big moments, and he did.
Patrick, can you take us through that touchdown in overtime from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you always want to end the game with a touchdown. I mean, obviously, we're in field goal range, so we were going to protect it and play it a little bit safer. They brought everybody up in the line of scrimmage to stop the run. The offensive line washed them down, and then Jet hit the right spot and showed off his speed that he still got. He's getting a little old, but he got a little bit of speed left and got in the end zone. So it was just execution by everybody. Everybody did their job, and when we do that, we're hard to stop. We just got to do that for an entire game.
I remember in Arizona, like you said, there's always something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
To start this season, obviously everybody knows what happened in the AFC West. Just what does it mean that you've proven at least this far in the season? Like, obviously, you guys are still the divisional champs.
Yeah, I mean, when you start, I say it all the time, when we start every single season, the first thing we get told when we first walk in is let's win the AFC West. That's our first goal, to come in and win the AFC West. We believe it's always a tough division, and obviously with the players they got in the offseason, it was even tougher. And that we accomplished our first goal. And so our next goal is to try to establish home field advantage. It's not in our hands, but we can do our best to be ready in case we get that opportunity, and then to win the Super Bowl. So we just kind of continue to get better and better. I mean, obviously we have a lot to learn from this game, but we have to continue to get better as a team, so that when we go into the playoffs, we're ready to go to try to make a run.
You mentioned the turnovers. Isaiah had that fumble earlier in the game. What was your message to him?
Yeah, I don't even have to say anything. I think guys know, especially with how Coach Reed calls the game, is when something like that happens, we're going right back to you. And you saw that with Isaiah. I mean, we started running the ball, and he started running extremely hard, even harder than he usually runs. And then with Juju, he fumbles and he got some more catches as the game went on. So Coach Reed does a good job of keeping those guys involved, not letting them hang their heads. And they know that we all believe in them on this team, and that's what it takes if you want to be a great team.
Couple more.
Yeah, I mean, their front seven is good, really good. I mean, they got guys that can play, and we knew that coming in, and you could see it on the tape, especially when you watched the Cowboys the week before. But they did some blitzes that they blitzed everybody a little bit more than I was expecting. But we finally got a handle on it a little bit in that second half, and were able to move the ball. But they got through in a few blitzes that we weren't really we had scouted, but we didn't expect early in the game. And so they did a good job. Like I said, they're well coached, and their record hasn't been great, but they have a lot of good players on that team.
Last three.
Can you talk about some of the hits that you took that one, especially where you kind of the ball dropped and you got kind of slowed down
Yeah, I haven't seen it on like tape or anything like that, so I don't really know what it looked like. But what surprised me the most was like I feel like I'm a pretty heavy dude, and I feel like he threw me pretty easily there. So that's a strong guy. I think it was 96. He's a strong guy, so I'll try to stay away from him next time we play him.
Patrick, you talked about your excitement about coming here and making your first start in your home state of Texas. Can you assess your play and what was it like to make that first start here?
Yeah, I'm glad we won. Last time I played here, we lost, so I was glad we won that game, and we battled. Obviously, it wasn't we felt like we didn't play our best, but we found a way to win in the end of the day, and so now we just need Texas Tech to win here in a couple weeks.
Last one, Sam. Patrick, I guess I know the answer. But did anything change this week after kind of a rare off week or rare off quarter, I guess, last week?
Yeah, I think I just went back to the fundamentals. When I watched the tape from the week before, I felt like I left easy throws out there. And so today I try to take those when they were there and keep third downs manageable. Take those easy completions. And when the shots present themselves, to try to take the shots. And there wasn't a lot of opportunities with the coverages that they were playing. And so we did a good job of just kind of moving it down the field little by little until we could get in the end zone.
All right, thank you. Jenny back there. Brian.
Yep. A lot of Texas Tech.
Yeah, McKenna's.
He's coming, but he's not here.
He's not.
Well, I don't know.
I was the last one.
All right, guys, go ahead and fire away.
Jared, what was your thought process of seeing the fumble being recovered, and what was your message to the guys before the game-winning touchdown?
When we was on defense and they caused the fumble, it happened so fast. It was just, we were trying to get our thoughts together on the previous drive, and I don't know who made the fumble. Was it Frank? I think it was Frank. Yeah. We were just thankful for the opportunity because, in that specific situation, as the offense we definitely want to go down and score and make it hard. So, it was a big play by Frank, man, and give us have a chance to win the game. And then, once we got the ball back, everybody was just like, we need to score. Sometimes when we get in that position this year, we field goal or, just wasn't satisfied with the outcome. And, it was great blocking, man. I didn't even get touched on the play. And, yeah, man, they made it easy for me, man. So shouts out to everybody.
Jared, at what point did you know you were going to score on that play? You got the ball?
Nah, we were coming into the huddle, and obviously we were running a 4-minute ball, and they're stacking the box, so it was a little tough. And Pat was like, he looked at me, he said, 2 hands on the ball, let's go. I said, I'm about to score. And Juju looked at me, he said, I got your block, bro. Just when you find me when you get out there. And it worked out exactly like that. I made it to the second level, and I literally ran off of Juju's block and was able to score. So, it's just crazy. It worked out like that, man. Power of the time, man. It's crazy.
I talked to you a couple weeks ago about, you guys relying on that slow start, right? Like, come back from those. Today was another one of those games. Was the message any different going in at halftime?
Nah, but like I said before, for us to come out and start slow in games is definitely not who we are. It's not our identity. It's not what we want. But along the course of the season, things happen, and it's not pretty. It's not the nicest, but find a way to win. That's all that matters. And when you come out with a win, it's much better when you look back at the tape versus being on the other side. So we just thankful for the opportunity to win the game, have a chance to win the game, and come out victorious.
As a vet in that running back room, what was your message to Jacob after you had the fumble?
I just told him to keep his head up. We all human. Numerous of players have fumbled on offense. I fumbled on offense. So my message was, bounce back. The great ones respond. I definitely think he has the ability to be great in this league. So that was just my message. Just, keep being you. We all human. We make mistakes, but, the great ones respond. Show me you're great. And, he always answers, man. He brings so much energy, man. The guys, we love him. So.
What does it mean to you to win the AFC West?
Say it again?
What does it mean to you to win the AFC West?
It's a blessing. This is my second year with the team. 2 AFC West championships. It's a blessing. You know, I was just talking to the people outside. Said, you know, some guys go their whole career and never win a division, never make the playoffs. So, you know, when you have the opportunity to be in this moment, you got to enjoy it. You got to cherish it because, you know, everybody doesn't get the opportunity. So it's just a blessing to be here, you know, play on this team with this coaching staff and, you know, be in this position.
You talk about this today, the game at times it was a little chippy here and there, but Pat took some big hits. Talk about some of the hits from your perspective of him kind of getting thrown to the ground and stuff, a little extra at times.
I mean, they're always extra, but you know, Pat, he's tough. He's mentally tough, physically tough, and above all, he's one of the greatest competitors that I played with. And you see it on tape, you've seen it today, you've seen it throughout the season. So to be, you know, on offense with a guy like that, a leader like that, is definitely amazing. And you know, he's tough, man. It shows.
Speaking of that, you mentioned his competitiveness. Obviously, last week was not his best outing. Did you notice anything different just during the week?
He's always striving to be better. You know, no matter what type of game he has, he comes in Monday and is right to the next script. How can he be better? And you know, the thing about him is, no matter what the score is, no matter how many points we're down, how many points we up, he wants to have his foot on the gas, you know, the whole time. So that's one of the things that I respect and love about him the most.
I got two for you, Jerry. The first is you were talking about sort of Isaiah's struggles. Obviously, Harrison is trying to play through his own injury this season. Just what does it mean for the rest of the guys to sort of pick him up in this situation? And, was anybody saying anything to Harrison?
You know, we all got to pick each other up. 17 weeks is a long season. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We're all human. But, you know, we have the utmost belief in Buck and that, you know, he's going to make those field goals. And, you know, he's been so clutch for us in the past. So, you know, if he goes out and misses a field goal, all right, cool. On to the next. We gotta find a way to pick up. Offense, we got to score some more points. Defense, we got to make some stops. So, you know, like I said, man, this team is the chemistry is so tight. The bond's so tight. And I think you see that in the play, in the film. We turn the film, you see it week in and week out. No matter what the struggles are, we find a way to overcome. We find a way to play team ball.
Right. And I asked this to Coach, I'll ask it to you, because you're a 9-year veteran. There's so many veterans on this team, but there are 10 rookies on the active roster. Just how, from your vantage point, have you seen this sort of combination work to still win a divisional title?
It's been a good mix. It's definitely been amazing watching those young guys come in and learn, you know, in camp, you know, try to figure it out. You know, a lot of those guys were curious, you know, how, you know, the older guys take care of their bodies, you know, they're real, you know, they had a lot of questions. And, you know, to see them, you know, progress throughout camp and along the course of the season has definitely been amazing. Like you said, it's 10 rookies. A lot of rookies playing and they're making plays for us. You got Pacheco, B. Cook played on defense. You got McDuffie, Watts, Jay Watt, Jay Will. I mean, it's like George. There's a lot of guys, man. So, you know, Sky, you know, the list goes on and on. So, you know, those guys, you know, the more reps they get, the better they're going to get. And, you know, as that goes, the more confident they get. So, yeah.
Thanks, Jet.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, guys, that's all we've got.
All right, Brad Smith.